Thank you all for coming today. My name is Scott Stringer, Manhattan Borough President, and I'm joined by many representatives of the Jewish community, as well as others who will speak to this terrible, terrible hate crime that took place on Sunday, where swastikas were placed on stores directly across the street. This is part of a disturbing trend where these swastikas have been placed on stores and other locations throughout New York City. We have seen a rash of anti-Semitic instances over the course of the last 90 days. We come here today to ask New Yorkers for help in tracking down the people who are spewing this hate, and we're also telling the NYPD's hate crime unit that we are involved. We are committed to stopping this trend of hatred that goes against everything this city believes in. We have been in Brooklyn, we have been in Manhattan, we have been in parts of this city very disturbed at what's taking place here over the last couple of months. This kind of disgusting, disgraceful acts have no place in New York in our society. We ask the NYPD to release data on hate crimes for the year 2011 because we need to analyze more fully where this trend is going. I've been in government for close to 20 years, and we have always responded to this kind of activity, but rarely have we seen this consistent for so many months. And we want to work collaboratively with the Hate Crimes Unit to make sure that we are employing all the strategies and all the outreach necessary to stop this kind of disgusting behavior. I think that we have to recognize that when one of these situations occur, the community mobilizes. And we are here to say very, very clearly, enough is enough. No more are we going to tolerate this kind of conduct in our great and marvelous diverse city. We're a community in a city that speaks 200 languages, we come from some 200 countries, we respect people's religions, we respect people's tolerance, we respect the way people live their lives. And when one of these situations occur, as it did directly across the street in the heart of Midtown Manhattan, we are going to respond, and we're going to mobilize, and we're going to work with community-based organizations, and we're going to bring the 5 boroughs together to make a very, very clear message that says, no more, we've had enough, we're going to work even harder to do the necessary outreach. Just some weeks ago, as Manhattan Borough President, I went to Brooklyn to join with elected officials like Dov Hikind and Jeff Greenfield and many others who walked the streets of that community showing us how these swastikas were placed on cars in the community. They were blown up. There was actually an attack in that neighborhood. We said then, and we're saying today, we are going to not have this ever happen in our city. So I'm hoping that through this kind of outreach, this kind of attention, we continue to raise awareness. We ask our fellow New Yorkers that if you have seen something, please say something. And before I turn over the mic to some of our great community leaders in the Jewish community, I just want to point out to members of the press what's happened the last few months. On October 14th, 2 anti-Semitic letters were sent to the Jewish Theological Seminary in Manhattan. On 11/4/11, equal graffiti was found on multiple sidewalks in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. On 11/12, multiple cars set on fire and defaced with anti-Semitic graffiti in Midwood, Brooklyn. On 11/16/11, a Brooklyn subway station from Avenue J defaced with Avenue Jew graffiti. On 11/22, a man was stabbed on the F train subway platform by 2 men who shouted anti-Semitic slurs. On 11/28/11, anti-Semitic graffiti painted on windshield of a car in Marine Park, Brooklyn. 11/26, swastika found scrawled on Williamsburg building, the second of its kind in 9 days. On January 4th, 3 violent attacks against Orthodox Jews in Midwood, including the mugging of a prominent rabbi. On 1912, 4 swastikas found scrawled on Midtown business storefronts right across the street. We've had enough, and we're here to mobilize. Many of the speakers talked about the fact that when one group is under attack, when bigots go after many different groups, we all respond. And somebody who always is on the forefront of responding when a group is being is under the gun, where an attack is made, I want to call up Idanis Rodriguez. Thank you for joining us today.
Well, we are here with the leadership with our great leaders, Honorable President, the CBOs and other groups to send a message loud and clear. We have a great city, and this city is a place for people from all ethnicity, from different background, religious background, and we are against any act of hate crime here and in the future. I think that many people has contributed so much to be sure that we send a message against anyone from any group that trying to hate our people. So hate crimes is not acceptable, and we are here as a community because it doesn't matter if we are black, white, Asian, Jewish, Latino. We are only one city, and we are here to say we live in a peaceful city, and we are against any act of hate crime.
Thank you. And also from the City Council, Councilmember Gail Moore.
Thank you, Mr. Borough President. Thank you, everyone who's here. I'm just going to echo the same very, very strong feeling that if somebody gets to the point that they feel they have to put a swastika on a building, that is unutterably some of the worst behavior that any of us have ever seen. Hate in your body to get to that point needs to be caught, needs to be stopped, and you really need to have a vicious attempt to get rid of it. I'm somebody who's been passing laws to get rid of graffiti, working with the Parks Department and the Department of Sanitation and EDC. We passed laws to get rid of the graffiti. If you get to the point as a person that you feel putting swastika on buildings is something that you want to do, you are just dissing our society in such a way that you need to be arrested and put away to be able to tell the rest of us that this is the wrong thing to do. It perpetuates hate. And our neighborhoods and our communities are increasingly diverse, which is great. And what you're saying to the city of New York is that you are at a place that is contrary to everything we believe in. So I'm just here to be supportive and to say whoever's doing this, stop. And we are going to find you.
So we recognize we're a tolerant city, but we're not going to tolerate this kind of behavior. Part of what people have to understand is that, especially around our synagogues, our shuls, there's always the worry of an attack. There's always a worry that something could happen. And if we let this kind of behavior go unchallenged, if we let swastikas to become part of the graffiti culture, we are going to start to contribute to a kind of hatred that, left unchecked, can spiral out of control. The reason we mobilize today is not just to voice a sense of outreach that our constituents feel, but we also come together to alert our fellow citizens that we are going to continue to press to apprehend the people who are committing these acts of hate, not just in Manhattan, but around the entire city. Your people who represent organizations today have constituents that are reaching out and need help. And again, as so many recognize, this is the Jewish community today. There are other communities who also suffer at the hands of bigots, and we respond to those communities as well. This city must lead the nation in tolerance, and this city must lead the nation in eradicating bigotry. That is how we roll. That is the tradition of the city that I was born and raised in. We're not going backwards, and we're not going to let these two-bit punks cause damage to our great city. We're going to go get them. We're going to work with the NYPD. We're going to work with the Hate Crimes Unit. And we're going to ask again for the NYPD to work with us to sort of give us a sense statistically about where we are as it relates to different hate crimes around the city. We are concerned that there have been these 9 incidents in the last 3 months. So clearly there is something that has to be flushed out.